Hello and welcome to today's video. Now in today's pre-market video, we're going to take a look at the news which will affect the stock market as a whole and also today's Bank Nifty Expiry. And then I will look at two stocks in the banking sector which are ICICI Bank and State Bank of India. Now I have generally always ended up looking at the Bank Nifty Expiry on expiry day, but I've done a change this time. As instead of looking at the expiry, why I've chosen to look at the stocks, as instead of giving you a one-day opportunity to earn money, this will give you a multi-day opportunity to earn money, as I'm going to look at each of the stocks from an option buyer point of view and option seller point of view. However, I have not looked at the F&O version, I've looked at the stock version. This is as as we are already at 18th June right now, today 19th June, then some will be looking to buy into the June series, some in the July series. So due to that, I've kept it on the stock version, as that is translatable to the whichever series you do choose for the stocks. Now coming to the news front, on the global news front, the US retail sales data has been released, and that is not good as people were expecting. I say this as the retail sales rose by a modest 0.1% in May, which is below the expected 0.2%. Now, there are many data pieces released, but I'm focusing on this as I believe this is the most important. And to make it worse, the April figure was downwardly revised to minus 0.2%, which will put further weight on the greenback, the US dollar. So now, another news which will affect them is that as I'm recording this the night before, as I'm recording this, there are a lot of speeches that are going to be done tonight by the Federal Reserve officials, and they're going to pay attention to that retail sales data. This is, if you listen to all the past Fed speeches of this previous year, they've been saying they want to look at, they want to see a trend in the data, and that trend is not coming, and that is important, as their decision is also going to affect our Indian markets in a big way. Now, on the local news front, most of the news is actually positive. All the news so far, in fact, is positive what I've seen. Number one is that the gross direct tax collections for FY25 have gone up by 22%. So that's a good positive for the government. Second positive is Fitch has upgraded India's growth forecast to 7.2 for the current fiscal year. And then the third positive, which is a rumor, it's not nothing concrete, is due to the industry bodies meeting the finance minister to discuss the upcoming budget. There are a lot of rumors going around that the government may hike exemption limit under the new tax regime to 5 lakh. So now those type of news are causing excitement. They are rumors, and I do not believe most of the rumors which I'm seeing related to budget will not materialize, as anyone who has been hearing the budgets of the past knows that very little goes into action. So, but all this the factual positive news and the rumors is what is keeping us stagnating at the same price zone. This is anyone who is trading any index, Nifty, Bank Nifty, finnifty or Sensex, knows that after the election volatility we had for 2-3 days, after that we have been stagnant. And let's say even yesterday's gap up, if you look at the chart, you'll see the first 15 or 30 minute candle was the gap up candle was the move. Then the rest of the day we just stayed within that candle's range, if you open the Nifty for example. So there's not been much there. Now I've chosen to look at stocks, and before we look at State Bank of India, I will first choose to cover ICICI Bank. So let's load ICICI Bank. Now ICICI Bank has, when we look at it, it has been trading in a box range from quite some time. This is not an election problem. This is a problem which has been there with the stock. This is as if we look at it in terms of, let's say, this is box range 1, which it has been trading in here. Then before that it was trading in this box range 2. So basically we left one box range, came to a new one, and before that it was this box range. So ICICI Bank has not been doing much movement, as it has basically done one move here, then one move here, and then gone sideways again. Now ICICI Bank's box range has tightened as it's come basically this zone which I've highlighted on the chart. Now, so if we look at it in terms of that, and we drop the levels onto the chart. Now, how I'm looking at ICICI Bank is the most of the candles which have been forming on the daily chart have encompassed the full range of the box range. So I've put the high of the box range and the low of the box range, which is we are currently trading in, and they're going to be the important points of whether we're going to get an up move or down move. So to do that, I'll go to the hourly chart to give a better view. Now on the hourly chart, we see that ICICI Bank has tried to go to the top of the box range, but there's a good amount of rejection. It received as soon as it tried to break above, as you can see, the long wick. So now I believe any up move, for it to be something that is going to last for a few days, it does not only have to take out the high of the box range, but it also has to take out 1142. This is any up move which does not take out 1142, which is the quant resistance zone, is not going to materialize in a big way. If it does take out 1142, then it will go to the next resistance at 1158 and above. However, if it does not manage to break the 1142 and just breaks the high of the box range, that move is not going to be feasible. On the other hand, if on the downside ICICI Bank stock breaks the support between 1114 and 1118, then it's going to go back to the low of the box range, and I believe a break of this support will give it enough juice to go and break this support too and go to 1080. So that's how I am going to trade ICICI Bank now as an option buyer. I will not bother much with the up moves. This is every move towards this zone is just going to falter. The only time I'll bother with an up move in terms of option buy is, let's say if we go to 1142 and we start seeing weakness in the volume build-up, then you can create option put buys, hedge them, do not go naked option buying here, hedge them for a target of 118 to 114. If we break that, then I believe we'll get a bigger move to 1080. However, as we are so deep into the June series already, it will be better to trade in July options, as any bit of price stagnation, if you're not quick, the decay will end up smashing your profits. So if you're a quick decision maker and trader in option buying, then you can use the June series options. Otherwise, it's better to go to the next series options. On the downside, as I said, a break of 118 to 114, I will take a shot to 1100 and 1080. Now on the option selling front, I believe option sellers who are selling above this range will be safe. Yes, there might be sudden spikes, but I don't think there's much danger which they're going to face. And preferably, if we make, as I do, both option selling and option buying. Now on the option selling front, if we try to make a move to 1142, then I will use that opportunity, number one, to enter option buys which are only going to last 1-2 days to capture the downfall which is expected. But on the positional front for June expiry, option sells only this month would be advisable. I would sell above 1142 and let it basically decay and give me some money. So that option sellers, I believe, can do that, and option buyers can do as explained before. Now let's take a look at State Bank of India. Now State Bank of India, started loading. Now I'm first looking at the daily chart of State Bank of India. As if we look at the daily chart and pop on the levels, we see that State Bank of India has also been in a box range largely, as now it is in a small box range here. But if we look at the bigger time frame, we remove the election volatility, and this was a big box range. So this zone was a box range too, only we popped up and popped below it due to the election volatility. However, State Bank of India has been doing the same. Now, State Bank of India has a very strong resistance, which is a simple resistance at 856.70, and then it has a very strong resistance at 863. So like how ICICI Bank has a main hurdle on the top, State Bank of India has this hurdle. By chance, it's able to clear this hurdle, then it can go until 880. I don't think it can go much more than that. as of now. I'm not saying this is not a long-term perspective. I'm looking at what it can do for the next couple of sessions. Now, if you drop to the hourly chart and look at State Bank of India, how will I trade it as an option buyer and option seller? Now, if you look at the volume of State Bank of India is completely neutral. It is as flat as the box range. We are not really getting anywhere. And even we see the trend catcher is completely gone neutral. So now, State Bank of India, due to its level of neutrality, will give a big move at a one time, but in between it will kill you with option decay. So it's something that you have to be very precise as an option buyer. Now, as an option buyer, if the trend catcher decides to go below 0, then is when I will enter shorts, or I will enter shorts if we rise towards the resistance of 863, the simple resistance and 863 resistance. We rise to this zone, then this zone I believe is strong enough resistance that people will basically look for any weakness in the volume build up at this zone, and that can be a good opportunity to create shorts for a target of 835 to 838. That is a very important support. On the other hand, if we just stay where we are right now, as we have been, then I'll wait for it to break the support at 835 to 838. A break of that will give us a move to 825 and then 817. 817 is the key support. This is as if we break 817, then you'll have broken the basically bigger box range structure which the index has. Even though the box range ends at 828, it will have broken the chart structure and it will take us down to 790. So both stocks, I am looking at more of a pullback due to how high basically we have gone and the stagnation we are facing. There is short-term positivity rumors and everything that are holding everything up. But once a bit of reality sets in, they will have to come down and then later on go up. So what I am looking for as an option seller is to sell above simple resistance in 863, as an option buyer as it breaks each level to go short to the next level. So that's it for today's video. Do tell me if you liked it, and so in the comment section you can drop a comment of which other stocks you'd like to see and any other suggestions you may have. Thank you.